Welcome in. It is day 233, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today we're going to be going over a large game. This is a heavy one. This is one that is definitely, when you get it for your shelf, going to be one of those big weight, big space games. But it's a classic Euro. It's one that I think people absolutely adore, and for its particular area, tends to be top of its class. The game is Caverna. Now, for those of you who've ever seen my review of or played the game Agricola, Caverna is universally considered to be the better of those games. On top of that, anybody who may have played Clans of Caledonia, I would rank this in that particular area as well. All of them good in their own respect, but this is the one that tends to stand out from the rest as the true top game. I've played all of them, and I can say that when it comes to having a good experience, start to finish first game, this was the one that gave it to me. I've had some good experiences with the Clans of Caledonia, but it's not particularly for me. I could see why people could have a good experience with Agricola, but it wasn't for me. This game, while it's not a game I want to own, is a game that I really enjoyed in my one play. So as of right now, I have a pretty good opinion of it, but I want to get a few more plays in to see where it lands. The concept is that you are collecting different types of animals, of vegetables. You're investing in building either in your field or in your cave. You can go and you can basically try to make more plot and grow your vegetables. Or you can invest in getting pens and getting animals. Slowly cards are coming out that give different abilities, and it becomes a situation of a worker placement as you all are trying to go around the board and get different things, and as you take one, somebody else can't take it anymore. And then also you have the ability to upgrade your workers, which then allows them to go do even more powerful actions at different cards as the game progresses through its stages. You don't start with all your options. You only start with a few, and things are slowly revealed. Some things are available every game, some things are random and you don't know what's coming out, and some things are going to come out, but they'll come out in a different order every game. You're not sure where that'll be. It's a really cool setup to allow you to play this Euro and make the decision on what direction you want to go. Are you going in your cave, out of your cave, both? Are you going animals? Are you going fruit, both? Are you investing more in your workers? And trying to figure out by the end of the entire game who has the most victory points. It's a really well-balanced game, but why don't we jump right into our 7 categories and see where this game ranks for us. When it comes to the art, this may not grab people as the greatest art in the world, but it's one of those things where until you're close up on the box, you can't really see that the dwarf art is a little bit subpar. But from a distance, I actually love the box. The box grabs you and pulls you in, and that's kind of the point. It doesn't matter if when you get to the box, the art has faltered a little bit. It's the idea that your eyes were drawn to it and you've gone to it, and now your interest is piqued, and now you want to look at the back of the box. You want to ask, hey, has anybody played this before? You want to look up Amazon. Is it available? What's this game cost normally there? I want to look on YouTube. Are there any tutorials? That's the point of the box. When it's set up, ignore the box art because it is unbelievable art on the inside. And if you walk around at a convention or at a friend's house, somebody has it set up, you are going to be pulled in. Big thumbs up. When it comes to those components, you have basically 3 types. You have your animals and your vegetables are all in wood. Then you've got all of your plots that you can put out. You're building up your farm area, building up your cave. All of that's in cardboard. And then you've got all of the cards for your actions, which are really good quality. They really put in the money on this. It's why this box is so heavy, because it's not cheap. It's good materials. Thumbs up. Your price. Availability wise, it's out there. You're going to find this at minimum 2, maybe as many as 4 out of 5 board game stores. It is a popular game. It's not one you're going to ever find at a Target. Unlikely you'd ever see it at a Barnes & Noble, but you'll find it online easily. The issue is you're not getting this any cheaper than $60. You may even be looking at $70. It's a very expensive box because there's a lot in it. There's a high grade components in it. It's a big game. But what are you getting for that game? I think that this is a game that every group, somebody should own one. And so it's all up to, do you or your friends own one yet? And if nobody does, I highly recommend you or somebody else does get it. So I think that even though it's not one I would say everybody gets, I think that for its price, you are getting its game, a game that's worthwhile. You just have to make sure not to overbuy it. There's no need for a group of 5 to have 2 or 3 of these in their copies, because you're never going to have somebody leave that group and play elsewhere. And if you do by chance do that, the likeliness is you can just ask your friend to borrow it. So for me, I am going to give it the recommendation of it's worth its price, thumbs up. Your difficulty. It's not an expert level game. I would consider this to be the experience level game. However, it's not easy. It's definitely not for a 10-year-old. It's not for kids. It could be for beginners, but I think if you're going to do that, you either have to all be learning the game together, or you have to have one experienced or expert level player who understands that they are teaching the game and they're guiding you and they're not trying to just destroy you. If somebody's trying to teach you the game and at the end of the game they've beaten you by like 70 points, 50 points, even 30 points over second place, they didn't do a very good job teaching, or they cared more about winning than they did about making a real game of it. So you just have to make sure you have the right person teaching you, or you're in a group all learning together. That being said, I do think beginners can play. I just think you have to have the right setup. Experience definitely can play. Experts definitely can play. Thumbs up. Replayability. This is not a replay it back-to-back in a night. I don't think this is one I would replay back-to-back weeks. Could it be played monthly? If this is your game, if your group is into Euros, if you love Euros, and this is like one of the top 3 for you, sure, maybe monthly. Realistically, this game is the likelihood to fall into it seasonally, so 4 times a year, or maybe even just as low as once or twice a year. I think that the game is great. A person like me who is widespread and who's from a group where every person in the group has a different category of games they tend to like, this is not one that we're going to get to the table very often. But I think groups can. So I think it has availability for replayability. I think that you have to know your group and yourself well to know if it has replayability. But overall, I do have to judge it for what I believe it is, which is in general, 3 out of 4 times, the person who's going to buy the game is not going to have the replayability with the game. Thumbs down. Keys to victory. I've already mentioned them. What are you trying to do? Are you going for the vegetables? Are you going for the animals? Are you building up your pens? Are you building up your cave? Are you investing in bigger workers? Are you trying to be better out there to build up the ability for points later or early? There's lots of opportunity. There's a lot of game-changing ability. Game to game can be different. And nothing that you do or your opponent does is a guaranteed win or loss. It's always shifting game to game and player to player. It's about playing off the other people and realizing how to take advantage of a situation. So I think it's extremely good. Thumbs up on those keys to victory. Is the game unique? It's the best of its kind, at least from the ones I played, but it is not unique. To me, it feels like a whole star level higher than Agricola, and it feels like it's in the same category as Clans of Caledonia. I would put Clans of Caledonia as like a higher level star as Agricola. I think they're right in the same area, and I'd probably like Clans of Caledonia a little bit more. And then a whole level above them both is this game. I just don't think it's unique. Thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? It's a great game. I've already said it in multiple different areas here. I think that if nobody owns it, somebody should. It's a game that should be in a collection. But I don't think you have to own it. So just make sure you all work together. Try to get a test play in if you can. I think it's a must play, but it is not a must own. Well, it has been day 233. We've been speaking about the game, Caverna. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.